Alrighty. How's everyone doing? I'm Midnight Vest. This is Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. This game is a little bit different than probably what you're used to. It's a puzzler platformer, and it's an opera at the same time. So we're going to start off immediately into music. So we're going to have a little bit of a lull between, but you'll understand in a second. Are you guys ready on the timer?
Yes, we are.
Alrighty, let's go ahead in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Wait.
All right.
Okay, go.
All right, try that again in 3, 2, 1, go. So immediately you're gonna hear vocals. And here we go. This is our opening musical number. All of these give kind of an introduction to each individual world. There are 5 worlds total, and each of those worlds kind of have a little bit of a conflict, and I'll get into that in a second. Also, in the meantime, I have Sarah Barron here on the couch. I don't want to, like, forget you exist. Okay, I can't hear you, so. A little bit. Maybe it's the headset, though. That's it. All right.
Is that one better?
Yeah. Just on a different headset. So all these cutscenes and all these songs are unskippable, and that's mostly because you will make choices throughout a lot of these runs. There's a good amount of songs that we do end up skipping throughout. So while you get a chance to hear a lot about this, you're still going to be skipping a lot of songs. So here we are, about minute 45 in, and now we finally get to play the game. So the opening song was from a vocal artist called Charlotte Vessels from the band Delane. A lot of the bands you're going to hear are from the symphonic metal genre. And you're going to hear a lot of music that's very symphonic as well. The music was actually all originally composed and performed by the Metropole Orkest, which is the, I believe, Dutch and or Netherlands orchestra. They are a Grammy Award nominated orchestral. Oh my gosh. Really?
You'll make it.
That's fine. That's fine. The game's a little funky, so. And Charlotte Vessels was the lead singer of the band Delane. They just came out with a couple new singles recently. And then we run into this guy, who is Boss Dolmas. He plays the Proto-Keeper. The Proto-Keeper is basically the person who ends up explains their movements to you, explains all the buttons, and explains all the controls. Tutorial guy, known as Proto-Keeper. You are the Karma Keeper. Let me do this real fast. Okay, and I get a little bit of time to explain who the Karma Keeper is in just a second.
Yeah, starting through learning how to pull karma out of certain objects, and then later on infuse it to others to affect the world in various ways.
Got it. All right. So now what we're going to do is, we took that safety safe because we're going to take our first kind of out-of-bounds movement here. And you can die here pretty fast, so I gotta be careful here.
Yeah, normally you'd build a bridge, but
okay, good.
There's a ledge, so we just hop across.
Yeah. So we're out of bounds in the moment. We're gonna go back inbounds so the Proto-Keeper can give us our wings so that we can start flying around, which is very important to the run, and you'll see that later on. You notice on the bottom right-hand corner, you'll see a little emblem for the Karmaflow. That's your save point. So in case something happens, in case you die, or anything else along that, that's where you resurrect. Boss Dolmas was kind of an independent artist. He met up with the original composer and the designer of this game called Ivo van Dijk, or Dijks. And they actually combined, I believe, in 2004, 2005 with a solo project, once again featuring the Metropole Orkest, called Zeistes. It was a live opera, much like this, just not in the video game aspect, It's a really, really cool musical to see. Also, this is going to be the hardest trick in the game, so I'm going to be a little quiet here. Fun fact, 5 minutes into the game, you already have your hardest trick.
Yeah, and this trick involves some precise platforming. We're going to look to go out of bounds once more and avoid the first bit of song and also the antagonist of the first world for now.
Yeah, so the main antagonist and protagonist, your protagonist in this game is known as the Conductor. And that is actually, we'll get more into it here in a second, but that's actually sung by Mark Hudson, who is the current lead singer of Dragon Force. And then the Muse is sung by Alicia Whiteblues of the band Arch Enemy. So we have actually, if you know anything about metal music, you know that there are some pretty big names that are actually in here. And we'll get into some more here in a little bit. I'm wearing a t-shirt that's actually of two of the people that are actually involved with this as well. Right here is a very, very fun puzzler where you have to gather a bunch of musical instruments and make a certain melody, but we're going to skip all that. The sad thing is it has amazing throat singing, which you don't hear a lot of, which is sad also. Did I do it right? No, it threw me out. So occasionally, because we skip through this, this path here will eventually like decide to throw you out. Uh-oh. That's not good. There we go. The game's very finicky because we're using an earlier build to execute some of the skips you're going to see mostly through World 2 and the end of World 3.
Yeah, so there's supposed to be a pillar of wind there, but for some reason, you just float up.
Because, well, the thing is, you're not supposed to be there until you beat the puzzle, and that ends up opening up the whole wind section to tell you, hey, by the way, you're supposed to go over here where the wind is. Like you just saw with the whites, kind of that area. It looks like almost like a snow effect. So we're going to go over this way here. Also, in the meantime, I do want to talk about the atmosphere. So every world's going to have a different atmosphere. We'll probably get into that in just a second. But you'll notice here there's a lot of blues, there's a lot of purples, everything else along those lines, and that kind of creates the atmosphere of the dissonance that's in the area. So dissonance in musical terms would be mostly like things that don't sound right. So it's mostly built around musical melodies and stuff that when you hear it, it kind of hurts your ears almost. It doesn't sound like it's supposed to go together. So here's another trick that was recently discovered by Random Pink Bunny. Shout outs to Random Pink Bunny that if she's in the chat. I don't know if I got that. We'll see in a second. But that's the Conductor. He is Mark Hudson. Again, the current lead singer of the band Dragon Force. If you know anything about music or Guitar Hero, Dragon Force is notoriously known for writing a song called Through the Fire and the Flames. Let's see if I got this here. I did not. So you can actually go up there and actually get on top of these giant horns here, which unfortunately I did not get. So we're gonna have to not do that. Who knows? Maybe I'll get slowpoke on this run. Okay, that works. So this is another puzzler, and you have to go through this entire building through a lot of collapsing parts to make sure you get everything done. But we're not going to do that yet again. I missed that. So this game can eat your buttons all the time. Your jump animation the sound is very important here. As you say, we're going to clip through those walls to get past that. And there's that whole dungeon completely done. Oh, I fell.
Oh no.
Hashtag that's never happened before. What? Oh my gosh. So again, we're using an earlier build, so a lot of stuff that they fix later on is, you know, not happening here. So we'll go the old strats, and we go off this hill using, once again, you can see how it's kind of have the white whoosh effect, if you will, to show that this is air passing through. In the meantime, we can talk a little bit more about colors. You'll see different colors, and they'll go off and talk. They'll go off and really kind of give a good explanation of the atmosphere that you're going to get into. Also, Charlotte Wessels, being the narrator, explains kind of everything in an open right before you get to each individual world. Unfortunately, you cannot skip those. So here would be our first boss fight. We're going to go around this dungeon area, and our boss fight would be with the Conductor asking why we're here. Why is the Karma Keeper, the person who is the judge, jury, and essentially executioner of the entire cosmos, or each individual world, why are they here? What's going on? there's a different story going on here. Woo! You'll see me boosting a lot, and occasionally you will not. Like right here, you can boost a couple times, but it's very, very risky, and I really... Okay. That's a scary moment there. All right, so I gotta listen very closely to this jump sound effect to make sure I get it right. Good, okay. So that means I can double jump here. So, nope, okay. I did not be able to double jump. Rip, oh well, that's fine. So, doing this completely skips the boss fight. There we go. You get to a double jump and then you get a dash right here. So that skips the boss fight completely. And then we get the first voice by Mark Hudson. And again, this is a music, this is an opera. The difference mostly between an opera and a musical is that an opera where 80% plus is all plot driven is done through song. Musicals, you kind of have like a spoken word segment and then a song, and then you have, I'm gonna make sure I'm talking on the right mic, on the right camera. So again, this is all done with song. And you'll see in a second why we cannot skip this stuff. So again, that is Alyssa Whiteloose from the band Arch Enemy playing the Muse. The conductor is being played by Mark Hudson of Dragon Force. So what's happening is your protagonist, the conductor, and the antagonist, the Muse, at one point were essentially lovers. And then something happened, they got kind of to a scuffle, and in the process of that scuffle, they ended up kind of having an issue that was going on. Mostly because something happened to the Muse, she got messed up. There's the original Muse that the conductor loved. And you'll hear in a second from Mark Hudson that goes off and says here, "My Muse, I knew you were still with me." It's right here. I'm still here beside me. Now, the ability with Alyssa Whiteloose is she's an amazing vocalist because she can still do all those growls as well as an amazing vocal. She's sung with she's spoken with Aindra, Camelot, plenty of others. I think she was with Powerwolf at one point too. Fun fact, I love this genre of music. All right, so there's that, and this is why. So you have a choice of making different decisions, and they can actually determine the type of ending you get in the various game. Unfortunately, if you go with, what was it called? What was you talking about? The true ending.
Yeah, the true ending.
The true ending is where you have to go the way that kind of the devs want you to go. Case in point, if you listen to the soundtrack, which is available on Steam as well as Bandcamp, still available. I like the Bandcamp because that gives me a nice 320 kilobits or FLAC format. You can hear how they have a specific way for you to go to, and if you follow that to the T, you get the special ending, or the true ending, where there's an actual extra song at the very end of the credit scene. We're not going to do that because it's a little bit slower than what we're used to. So, you know, during these songs, if we have any donations, anything else along those lines, you are more than welcome to go ahead and send that out to me. If not, everyone raise your horns. Yes! The chat, not the chat. Chat's probably doing it as well. We got the crowd that's doing it, yes.
I actually got some donations.
All right, go ahead.
So, Zombie Punk TV gave $20 and says, "Vesper's speedrun is music to my ears. Keep it in harmony and don't fall flat. Love you, buddy."
Love it.
And DDG also gave you $20 and says, "Since Vesper mentioned her earlier, I feel it's my duty to point out that Alyssa Whiteloose is not only a great singer, but she's also from her hometown of Montreal."
Yep.
Or maybe I just wanted to donate for this one and I didn't know what to say.
Also, if you want to know really a little bit of nerdiness to it, on the conductor's left side is a little stick that's actually a conductor's baton. And if I'm correct, I don't know if there's anybody who's a musician in the background or anything like that. A lot of people that are musicians are in my esports group, RBG. They're with the Halo thing at the moment because they start real soon. But it's actually measured by the length of your arm is how you actually make a true baton. If I'm correct, please donate and tell me I'm wrong. No, just put it in chat. I'll read chat later on. But if I'm correct, it's basically measured by the length of your arm. And that's how you make your baton, so it actually works really well. We'll get into more musical terms and stuff like that later on. Again, this has a huge big big starring cast. We're going to have a lot of other musicians here in a little bit. This was actually an Indiegogo campaign to happen. This is the first game by Basecamp Games. This was their first game, and they raised over $34,000 to make this game happen, which is really cool for a small indie game like this that came out in 2015. So it's a little older. Again, we're using an earlier build. In the next world, you're really going to see what happens when we use an earlier build. So now we kind of go back and we have to make our decision to end World 1, which is going to be either we go off and infuse, we kind of save the conductor and kill the muse, but we're going to extract to reunite them as a party. Oop, a little too fast. And essentially kill the world in the process, you know. So we essentially killed everyone else, gave the world entirely to the dissonance, and we get some great music. By the way, the game is, like the soundtrack, like I said, is available on Bandcamp. If you pay a little bit more, you can get the 2 CD version, which has every song, including all the background music, including the different endings. You can also download it in FLAC if you're an audiophile like me that has to have it in the pure sense. So now you're going to see how the colors are stark contrast from the blues and the purples and that kind of snowy atmosphere that was there. The snow really represented kind of like depression. It really kind of represented loneliness, because that's kind of the key theme with the muse of the conductor, that they were at one point lovers and something happened and their love kind of broke apart, which kind of really hurt that. World 2 is mostly based around kind of abandonment. I believe it's about abandonment. So you're gonna see. So your protagonist here is going to be the shaman, voiced by Lindsay Schoolcraft, who is also an independent musician. Unfortunately, we're not going to see any of that. The shaman is built into 4 different people, all voiced by Lindsay Schoolcraft, so you can kind of have different atmospheres and stuff like that. Just gonna let that kind of sit here for a minute so you guys get a kind of a good idea of the plot point, because again, Charlotte does a really good job of descripting every single story about kind of what's going on here. And if you kind of missed it because I was talking, essentially what's gonna happen here is someone came in because the guy kind of like takes someone out to the other world, and they have to sit down here. He has to challenge everyone else, and he listens to their minds to kind of figure out whether they're worthy or not. The problem was someone came and it was so corrupted in their mind that it corrupted the guide, and he just kind of took the world and went straight to dissonance. So now you see it's very barren. It's very like the colors of rust would be the best way to do it. So almost think of like this being almost like a metallic world. And that also kind of echoes in the whole rock terrain, and with the shaman kind of having that like almost metallic feel. Again, we're not going to see any of that. This is probably the most puzzle heavy of the casual playthrough.
Yeah, and all this grass is really tall, so it adds to the feeling of being lost.
Yes. Okay, so this is important. So you see this kind of like purplish river, again with the contrasting of colors of the orange and purple and stuff like that. This shows you that that guy up there, the kind of ghost area, if you stay in that purple area too long, he'll hit you and you'll automatically die. So you don't want to stay there too long. So we're going to do that. The camera shifts to say, hey, something's not up, and then it immediately goes back behind you because we went ahead and said, hey, we just got past that area. And then we got to another save point. So this is one of my favorite parts about this. All right, so they built this bridge here. I'm not exactly sure why, but we're going to exploit it. So you see my character just stop there, and you see that little blue orb. So in the puzzle, you're supposed to go up, and you'll see this in World 4. You'll see kind of a puzzle element of you have to collect certain rocks, you have to collect certain patterns and stuff like that to progress later on in the game. We're not doing that, obviously. Ooh, that was close. I almost thought I didn't have that. So now we go all the way kind of over here to this beautiful path that really shouldn't exist in the first place in the game. This is where the old school build really comes into play. So we're gonna go here, we're gonna jump up here. Maybe, no, we're not gonna jump up there, obviously, no. So we're gonna go all the way over here, the camera's gonna shift, and then that's the end of the level. So we skipped the entire world. We skipped an entire really, really fun puzzler, if you will. That's in there. So the voice here is Mark Johnson of Epica and Mayan. Epica of Mayan.
Wow, good job on that level.
I know. It's really fun. Like the storyline that you get really into it is really, really challenging. If you're a puzzler person and you love being able to solve puzzles and stuff like that, this is one of the really, really good puzzles of this casually. Now, when you go ahead and play this in a speedrun, naturally you want to skip through all that. There's like 3 or 4 songs that we skip because every time you go to all 4 shamans, they have like a little 1 minute, 30 seconds to 2 minute song explaining who they are, what's going on, and they all have different instrumentations, so that when they all kind of come together, they try to negotiate with the guide and saying, hey, listen, we're here for you. And then you have your choice whether you get the bad ending or you get the good ending, and he's like, hey, everything's okay, everything's fine. On to World 3, which I love to consider the most platformer of platformers in Karmaflow, the rock opera video game.
I mean, I like World 3 the best. It's the skyline and then underwater.
Yeah. Again, normally, like, everything changed here. So you know how the music's kind of a lot more royal. And you're gonna see that here, again, with the themes. Music matches the themes, colors match the themes, and stuff like that. If you want to go ahead and read donations or anything like that, we got it. We have maybe a minute here.
Oh yeah, I got one for you.
All right.
So we have a 24 donation from Nico MKW.
Oh.
He says, hey, NoReset. I hope you guys and girls have a good time at DreamHack Atlanta because I sure had one in Montreal.
Aw.
Good luck to all the runners and be sure I'm gonna watch the VODs of most of the run I will miss. Hell, thanks, Nico.
Thank you so much, Nico. So again, this is kind of the situation. You had a king. King was a giant ruler, had a brother and a sister. King, surprisingly, sadly, ended up dying unexpectedly. And if you know anything about royalty, usually the oldest male sibling takes over the throne. The sister here, unfortunately, was not happy about that. Kind of went banished to the sea, and she is kind of trying to plot her revenge. The son brother, who you're going to see in a little bit, slowly gets wind of this. Okay, so this is the one time where karma points, which is the little yellow balls here. This is like one of the few times where it actually really is really important to grab all this. Also, this song is in 7/8, I believe. And the way to describe that simply is in a traditional pop song. Let's just say a top 40 song. Majority of the time, you're gonna hear a song in 4/4, aka common time, meaning that you're gonna hear in a one measure it's four beats. So like, you know, we have this. I believe this is actually 5/4. So you can hear like 1, 2. This is 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh wait, hold on. I gotta be careful. This game could crash here. Good, we didn't crash. That's good. So you can hear how like the snare drum is kind of doing quarter notes, and quarter notes is essentially one note per beat. So right now you're in 4/4 time, and then when it gets to the main melody is in 5/4, which adds an extra beat per measure. So I think I was wrong, and I think I said 7/8. It's actually 4. It's actually 5/4, and you'll hear it because it doesn't sound. You know, if you tap your feet naturally, it doesn't sound right. It sounds like something's off. And that's kind of the odd time signatures. All right, so we're gonna have a lot of fun here. Sarah Baron, you kind of want to explain what's happening?
So this is a sort of a town in the sky. We're gonna navigate by jumping on a lot of higher edges, using some wind to our advantage since we have wings. There's a couple cutscenes that we'll be skipping through because we're just allowed to get very high up, especially this particular building. It's got this spiral staircase, but it's just a wall instead.
Yeah.
So
This is a part where I really don't want to talk about or talk through. You see that little tiny circle underneath the Karma Keeper? That's mostly what I'm using as a guide to make sure I don't fall off. I almost did. You fall off and it's not fun. You fall down, you get back up again. You're never gonna fall down again. Yes, I just made a Chumpawamba reference. Oh! No, okay.
Steady now.
Whew. That was not intended. I blame that on the monster I had earlier today.
So we've come a long way, but we've got just a little bit further to go here. There's going to be one pretty scary drop coming up. Just a minute here.
Yeah. Oh, hi, lag. So again, all this time every time you're here, essentially every time there's a save point, you bypass so much. There's a lot of songs and a lot of tutorials in this level that you go through. Here you go through. You're gonna see it here in a minute. You go through kind of a tube-based spiral area. We bypassed the explanation of it. We don't need to know it. Mostly because, again, we're speedrunners. We know this game in and out.
Well, wind makes you fly.
Yeah, wind makes you fly. All right, so I gotta be careful here.
So here.
Oh, okay, that could be fun. I didn't jump, I just kind of fell. So there's a lot of invisible walls from here on. I may hit it. No, okay, we're good. So a lot of times you'll hit invisible walls and it won't, because again, we're not going there. Oh, there we went, okay. So again, you just die. Luckily, you have all this extra save points, so.
It didn't send you far back at all.
No. I'm kind of glad I got to showcase that, though. As weird as that sounds, because it kind of shows you how finicky this game really can be. So. There we go. That's what I want to see. That's what I want to hear. I don't know if that applause and that cheering's for me or not, but I'm hoping it is because it just makes me feel better. Thank you, guys. So we want to kind of go through that tarp, and that tarp basically indicates we are exactly where we need to be. And then we just slowly glide down to, you can see kind of where that bottom area is. Slowly gliding on down. We're gonna get to mostly the vocals here in a second. I just need to make sure we're in the right spot. And then we just fall down. If you fall down too high, you'll end up getting caught. This is important, so we're gonna wait for that to finish loading. We're gonna actually reload our save here, if the controller would work. Because you'll see these little pipe areas. If we don't reload our save, the game doesn't know we've gotten to a certain point to trigger this area. So we have to reload the save to say, hey, by the way, we've already gotten past this. All right, I'm gonna pause for a second. Sarah Baron, do you kind of want to explain this fight?
Sure. So we have sort of a air rails that we're going along here, and not the brother, but his assistant is gonna attempt to knock us off. It doesn't want us reaching him to talk to him. And of course, we're gonna do it with air. We've got a little area strike there, and then you'll get a single wave. You get hit by any of that, you'll fall down a good bit, and just have to repeat the section. But you're fine.
It ate my buttons.
And of course, it's really nice because the environment interacts with it too. You can see that sometimes there's just walls in the way. Look, there you go, a little floating pot. You just have to make sure not to crash.
The hitbox ratio on those glides are not fun. You can miss it by a good ton and still get hit. I kind of let that dictate where I need to go, that particular section. So usually, the way that particular section, this is all scripted, by the way. It's not RNG at all. Oh, good. Usually by that particular section, wherever they attack is mostly where I need to go.
And this kind of event lets you see the world in a big way.
Yeah.
It makes you really want to go back and explore it.
It's a beautiful world. Woo, that was close. All right. So that's our son brother, who is the voice of Tony Kakko. Tony Kakko is from a band called Sonata Arctica. Again, a more Finnish metal. You're going to see a lot of these bands are from the European area, Canada, and stuff like that. Symphonic metal is kind of a big thing around that area. One of the things that I love about it is I get people from that area who listen to this type of stuff. I almost went out to go to the Netherlands to see a band live. Unfortunately, I could not go. I missed the bird goddess that we saw earlier from Mary Angela the Mertress, who is the bird goddess. That was the person that we heard earlier. Unfortunately, she's, I believe, also an independent. She does a lot of kind of in and out solo projects and stuff like that. So, essentially, we just heard from the son brother who said, hey, I think my sister's up to something. I'm going to show you how to get down to the underwater level so you can figure out what's going on. Here's the fun fact. There's a little opening here. My character doesn't go through there. Again, earlier build. Let's see if I get the glitch here. It's not really a glitch now. So the music here will play that's from another musical number that we don't see anymore. Thanks to Random Pink Bunny and Seductive Spatula for doing a lot of the routing. There was one other person. I can't figure out his and or her name. It's written down. I'll have to just look at it here in a second. But this is all essentially what we're supposed to do normally in the run. This particular section here. And then we go through these grassy areas that you'd see up here. We're not really going to do that, though. We're going to go through here. This section was newly discovered by Random Pink Bunny, who was at a marathon and messed up. So we're going to go through here. It's a little tiny kind of pathway here, and we're going to go, oh, that's a little close. Okay. And then we wait for that save point, and we reload a save, which takes us to the boss fights between the sea god, our beautiful little fish, and the moon goddess, who is voiced by Elise Ride of the band Amaranth. Amaranth is more power metal than symphonic. I gotta count here. 2, 3, 4, 5.
So here we're baiting the fish by just releasing some dissonance. He can't help but go investigate.
Where am I at? Okay. 1, and I count here. So about eight or 9 times on these first 2, and then 4, 5, 6. I think I miscounted. 7, 8. That should be fine. All right, we'll go over here. Make sure he gets hit. Yep, he got hit. Okay, we're good. And so we want him to be hit 3 times, and that kind of tricks him and hurts him, which triggers the next musical number. Also, I can die here, because the fish can throw me into one of those blue lakes here, which again instantly kills you, and they're going to redo the boss fight. So, all right. So now we have about 3-5 minutes for donations. Any type of announcements, anything else along those lines?
Well, there's no donations to read, but I will take the opportunity to say that we're almost at 5,000 followers.
Wow.
So I'd like to thanks everyone who followed. There's a lot of new followers, so keep following us. We're cool.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
This is my second NoReset run for DreamHack Atlanta, and it's super fun. This is super chill. I love hanging out with these guys who run it. I love hanging out with the guys who run everything else later on. You get super fun times here. So in this particular scene, you're going to see the son brother who's kind of mourning the loss of his father, trying to figure out what's going on. And then he looks over, and now we get the moon goddess, or yes, yeah, the moon sister, really. And so they're reunited since the death of the father, but he figures out that she's up here for a particular reason. He's like, there's an ulterior motive to her coming up now after I sent the Karma Keeper to figure out. And again, the point of the Karma Keeper is to be kind of judge and jury. So you're supposed to hear both sides of the story, hear every side that you possibly can, and then during these cutscenes, you figure out what you believe is the right decision based off of everything that you hear. So it's great, and you get beautiful melodies, you get all sorts of stuff. So we're almost on to another part here. So there are two things I want you to notice here. Notice the direction of the Karma Keeper heading towards this bridge. And then when I get control, look to where I'm directing at. So naturally, right now the Karma Keeper is pointing at the stairs. So you can see it pointing right there. You gotta distract the moon sister. We infuse to keep the bird goddess. We're gonna infuse and stuff like that. But now, for some odd reason, we're facing the water. I don't know how to explain it other than Nani. But I'm gonna move all the way over there, and I'm not stopping. And you'll see in a second, when we get to these wide shots, look at the very, very far backgrounds. And I'll try to showcase, if you look at the very, very extreme background here, if you look at me there I am. I'm just kind of spinning around. I'm just kind of spinning around there. I still have control of my character, even though I'm not supposed to. Again, earlier build. That plays an important factor because we're going to set things up to where we need to be for the end of this cutscene to make a decision to save as much time as we possibly can. I forget what random pink bunny names the fish, but she thinks it's adorable. Let's all give an applause for the adorable fishy. The fish is a yes. Also, did you hear that little skip? So this part here is in part a part of both sides of the story, depending on what ending you did. So that's kind of a clip of saying, okay, this is where everything happens. The other part was based off of whatever decision you were making. I am in the wrong area. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So you can hear how the time signature feels a little different based off of the drum patterns and just the, this is, I believe, 6. 7. It's 7, 8. So a quarter note equals 4 beats in the measure. And that's one of the reasons why you have a 4/4, which is common time. 4 beats, and then in a traditional measure, there's 4 times. So if you add an extra beat, that's a 5/4. If you take eighth notes of 4, it's 8. So then you're gonna have 7 beats in one measure, thus 7/8. You wouldn't go 7/4 because that means you have 7 beats. You have 7 beats in there. Technically, if you want to go by 4, it'd be 3.5 over 4. That actually is a time signature. But you're going to see in written orchestral music, you're going to see more along the lines of, there we go. Hi, look at me spinning. You're going to see more of a 7/8, and you can hear it. The dut 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 dut. That's kind of a traditional way of indicating your time signature. Most time signatures are built upon patterns or anything like that to kind of help you kind of explain what's really going on. So now I just infused so we can trigger it right then and there. So we don't even get a chance to really make a decision because we make it in between of that decision there. Getting a phone call.
Just tell them you're busy rocking out.
Yeah, that's basically what I did. That's a default in my smartwatch. Sorry, I'm too busy rocking out to take a phone call right now. So now you get your 4/4. So the drummer, the other musicians, the guitars and stuff like that were all performed by other musicians that are in here. So you're gonna have people that are from Epica, Nightwish, Within Temptation. I believe they are all who support the kind of drums, electric guitar, bass guitar, and then again, the music here is completely written for and performed by the Metropole Orchestra. The Metropole Orchestra also, if memory serves me correct, was also with Epica when they did one of the orchestral stuff with in the Netherlands. They also went off and do stuff with Temptation with the Black Symphony. So you can actually get a chance to see that performance if you're interested in symphonic metal. Also, if you're really interested in symphonic metal and this is something you've never heard before or anything along those lines, follow me on the social network. No, but seriously though, I'm easily able to kind of go off and kind of give you a direction if no one else in chat is. The thing about symphonic metal is it's been around for a while. Like, you think of symphonic metal, especially in America, there's one band that comes to mind usually, and that's Evanescence. I love Evanescence. But from there's also Nightwish, there's also Camelot, there's also Sonata Arctica, which I mentioned earlier, Symphony X. I'm blanking on like 200,000 of them. So, unfortunately, here in this particular section, we're gonna miss basically all the songs that are in here, which is one of the coolest songs, I would think. It's about the hero and the heart. So Henning Bosse is the hero in this, and he's an independent musician. Daniel Dejon is the heart, and that's textures. So the whole thing mostly about this area is kind of like this is a bodily function, and what happens here in the bodily function, you have kind of like everyone that kind of works together. You have the mind, which is kind of, if I'm correct, the hero, the heart. And the heart kind of tells everything what to do and everything else along those lines. And, there's dissonance because the hero and the heart slightly disagree. Because they disagree, the whole kind of body system kind of falls apart. And because the body system kind of falls apart, now what appears to be desert sand could also be looked at as dead skin. If you look at this in the sense of a body, your body is deteriorating. So, you're like those black little things could be looked at as hair. You can look at this kind of like as a body skin. So you have much dry skin, your hair, your follicles are kind of going all over the place. And again, we're skipping, like World 2, we're skipping a decent amount here. There's a beautiful, beautiful puzzle here that's all about finding colors and shapes and all that fun stuff. And it looks completely different. You'll see part of it throughout some of this run. But you won't actually see the puzzle. And we're gonna go over here, we're gonna take this high. That's new. All right. There we go. Yeah, we're gonna spring on over here. It wouldn't let me land. It would just send me flying in the air. Probably because I forgot to trigger that, which makes logical sense. So remember earlier in World 2 where I talked about you had that little tiny ball that was following you around, you had to solve a puzzle? You see it again occur here in World 4. So we're actually going to do the puzzle here because we cannot progress until we actually do the puzzle here. We have yet to find a solution to get past that, assuming it exists. So again, we wait for the thing to load, and we pause and we reload the save so that we can kind of get back to where we need to be. It warps us right back to the save points. I know, that was a great load screen. I know that applause was for someone else, but I heard the applause through my speakers. I assume it was through my speakers. It's during the load screen. Yes, applause for load screens. Load screens are the best. So here we're gonna collect, I believe, 8 of those to kind of go past what we need to do. Oh, I'm picking the safe strats by accident. So we're gonna go all the way over here. Let's see if I can do it up here. Yeah, good. All right. That saved us a little bit of time. So we go all the way over here. We're gonna grab 2 more of these. Each of these has 2. We're gonna screw it on over here. We're gonna lose 2, maybe. We're gonna gain 2 and then lose 2. I haven't messed up. Which kind of gives us exactly what we need to do, and then we go right back up this pillar here. I'm gonna go over here to kind of where we landed the first time. So we're gonna fly. Like I said earlier, wings are very important throughout this run. And so is dashing. And we're gonna go through this kind of tunnel area. Oh, that's okay. Again, more platformer than puzzler. Where am I at? I don't know. Where am I at? Okay, there. All right. And then, so we're gonna go all the way up here, this platformer section. If you like platformers, this is a great little game for you. If you like metal music, this is a great game for you. If you like both, that's an astounding win. All right, so we need to go back up here, grab those two. Then we're gonna take the safe strat raise to go all the way up here so we can make sure we get up here properly and not have to worry about any issues. Grab that over here. And if you notice over here, you should, if you look closely enough, in the very bottom, you'll see kind of those red and that kind of bright neon green. That's where the puzzle area is. And I do that, I kind of like pause buffer. You can kind of see them down at the very bottom. I jump buffer there, would be the better way to put it. So that I don't end up getting stuck, because if you're stuck, you end up losing time. So we finished the puzzle, we got all the pieces that are required, and we dump them all out here so we can unlock this particular section. So in the past, what normally would happen was we have to go through another puzzle area, kind of like what we see earlier, but luckily, thanks to random pink bunny, we can just kind of maybe skip through this. There we go. And then what we do here is we go flying on over here, and we, we get stuck. Ah! Really stuck. That's fine though. We're back. Okay. Maybe. All right. Where am I at? Okay.
That wall is holding you tight.
I know. That's a thing. That is a. Ooh, there we go. Come on. Come on, game. Oh my goodness. This is something new. Ah, come on. It won't let me dash out. That's. There we go. Okay. Whew. All right.
That felt dangerous.
Yeah, that was a little dangerous. Nerves, lack of sleep. All right, I'm gonna jump here. I'm gonna fly on over here. So now we are 100% officially out of bounds. You can tell.
Yeah, the game doesn't really know what all to do here, so you get to see a nice view.
Yeah. Get a nice glorious view of this ominous black orb. So I'm actually staying up this way for a reason. Because again, there are invisible walls in this area, and if you don't drop off the right area, you can in fact hit them and you will die. Which is fun, because then it warps you back to an area that makes you have to do the puzzle, the old school strats. So we're gonna fly on over here to make sure we get to the right area. So there's an invisible landing area, which hopefully we get. No, that's fine though. Oh, we may still get it. There we go. Okay. So, all right. So I believe it's right here we need to fall. Maybe. Ceiling? Where are you? Okay, there we go. All right, that's what I needed to see. All right, and then we should inevitably hit it. Nope. All right, see, that's what happens when you get stuck. All right, so I'm looking for, I believe it's over here. No, all right. Let's see here. Uh-oh.
The true maze is out of bounds.
Yeah, I know, right? Oh, that's what I'm looking for, I believe. No, that was wrong. That's fine. Oh, uh-oh, this is not good. This is really not good. All right. Well, it's fine. Remember that saying earlier where this has never happened before? I think that's 2 now. Because I am actually completely lost. So we will figure out everything. In the meantime, while I figure out where the heck I'm going, do we have any donations or any announcements or anything else along those lines? All right, let's see here. Because I need to be back up there. Come on, game. Oh, uh-oh. Come on, just work me out, game, please. So, this is a chunky maze here. I may just take the death and... Yeah, I'm just going to take the death and try it again. Unfortunately... Oh! Okay. There we go. See, like I said, it warps you way, way far back, but... Actually, I'm surprised it warped me back here, to be honest. I think it's here? Yeah, I don't know where I'm at all, actually. All right, well, you want to see the old strats? We're going to have to see the old strats. Once I figure out where my bearings are. Fun fact, I haven't done the old strats in a while. Where am I at? Uh-oh. Ah, okay, here we go. Should be over here. Yeah, okay. All right, I know I'm right now. Okay. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Get that slowpoke ready. So these are the older straps before we discovered the skip earlier. There's a little closed opening through here that we're going to take so we can kind of get out of bounds again. All right. No? Okay.
Doing the puzzles is just out of the question.
Speaking of that. Oh, I promise you I'm not this bad. Oh, hello. There we go. All right. That's actually, I don't think that's the right way to do things. There we go. Okay. All right. Oh, okay. You can just do that and just kick me out. Fine, game. Be that way. There we go. All right. So then we want to go on this. Really? Oh. I'm sure some of the community's just sitting there with their heads just like, what are you doing?
You got it.
You darn right I do. Come on, game. Work with me here. Okay, there's that. All right, so we want to... All right, let's see if I can do this here. All right, so that was the wrong area, because I can't... Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, so now I'm just kind of routing on the fly. There we go. So... what I need to do is get on that. And the game's not letting me. All right, well, let's try this again. Camera angle, why? Why do you hate me? Why do you hate me, camera angle? That's the ledge I need to get up. Oh my goodness. All right. Come on, game. Yes! Okay, I got up there. Okay. All right. No! No! Oh my gosh. This is the part I was dreading the most. I'm gonna be stuck here for half a minute. All right, let's see here. So I need to get up there. So. Nope, nope, it threw me off. The sad thing is I got it right. I almost got it right the first time, and you know, oh well.
Would now be a good time for donations.
Yeah,
So I make
go
you
ahead.
die one more time?
Yeah, go ahead.
So we got a $100 donation by RBG Esports.
Yeah, go my brothers.
And they donated towards Choose the Blood Color and Sign of the Sun Hill. And the bid war currently stands at red still being behind, but they're coming back at 125. Green is in the lead with 200, and purple is at 50.
My esports team right there. Maybe I'll get some of that esports luck here. I appreciate that.
I heard that.
All right, let's see here. Okay. All right, that's what I needed to see. All right, so now we're back up here. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
Yeah, just kidding.
I know, right? Yeah. Oh, okay, hold on. Maybe I can actually salvage this.
Yeah, maybe find a faster way.
New strats incoming.
I know. Maybe, just maybe I can salvage this. All right, let's see here. Someone yelled wrong way. I'm not sure if that's me or not. It'd be funny if I actually was going the wrong way. Okay, this is, so yeah. We're executing new strats here, ladies and gentlemen.
Now we're getting a fresh look at the area.
I know. So what I'm trying to do here is, A, get overestimate. B, trying to figure out where my bearings are. Ever so slowly without getting too over, without getting too under. Let's see here. All right. So I'm looking for the right orb. Nope, that was the wall forcing me. Can you see it forcing me? So that's definitely not the right way to go. Let's see here. All right, I don't know if I'm where I'm at all, so. Oi. All right. So I want to say it's actually over here. No, 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 no. Game, why? Why do you do this to me? All right.
It's just your own personal dissonance going on right now.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on. Let's... Oh! No! No! I don't know why I'm jumping anyways. All right. Go all the way down here. Where's my lovable slow poke? All right. So let's. Okay. Okay. All right.
I mean, you navigate the sections beautifully. It's a bunch of black walls.
Yeah. I can honestly say that this has never happened before, that I've never had this much of an issue in this particular section. All right, so I'm going to take this very carefully. Wait a second. Yes, okay, I was going the wrong way. I believe I was going the wrong way. All right, let's double check here. I have like completely lost my bearings. There we go.
Nice.
On to World 5. Sorry for that, ladies and gentlemen. So sorry for that. That's probably the hardest thing about that area is because you have to know exactly precisely where to go. Because if you don't, you had an idea what happened. So now we have the ability to boost jump. And so you're going to see me boost jump here, which is the wrong button, naturally, because that's how this is going. So for me, I'm using a controller. There we go. You navigate that by using your camera, which is, for me, using the right joystick. Okay, so... And then these pillars kind of come out of nowhere. So you'll see a lot of this that looks very much like the rest of the game that you've seen so far. With this being World 1, you'll see parts of World 2, 3, and 4 here in a minute. The reasoning why is because you're really not supposed to be here. This is kind of like... ooh, hi. This is mostly kind of like, for computer programs, this is kind of the internal thing. You know, this is the ones and the zeros and where you're supposed to go to create the database. So you're gonna see here the creator and the destroyer here in just a little bit, voiced by the creator by Danny Filth of Cradle of Filth, and the destroyer, who is voiced by Simone Simmons of Epica. Beautiful, beautiful voice. I have no idea what I'm doing, but that's perfectly fine. So I need to get my bearings straight for half a second. That World War kind of threw my head off in a different direction, so, but it happens. All right. So this is kind of a risky area because you see that kind of throws me back up, and then if I do this right, yep, I boost right over there so I can kind of skip that other pipe that's going on over there. So you just briefly saw a save point. So now we're gonna go up here. I position myself to that little tiny ledge in the middle there. I want that in the middle of my screen. If I hit 110, I'll be astonished. And then I wait, assuming I did this right, for both of those things on the other side to vanish, and then I jump again so I can get that boost. Again, occasionally the game will eat your command so that double boost is actually a single boost. No bueno, especially here. We're gonna boost. So we land kind of on this bottom part of this ledge. You can, surprisingly, hit that the wrong way. And because of that, what happens is you fall off and die. As you've seen plenty of times on what happens. That was probably not the best positioning, but it should still work. So what we're gonna do here is we're jumping back and we're jumping on top of that and boosting it, so that gives us an extra boost. So we go right on over here, and you see that little floating thing, and then we did it right. We got the save point. We go back to, oh, that was not right. Okay. Lol. So we're gonna go to load game. So now here's Judgment. This is the final boss of the game. This is fun. So understand this. This is now it's a 2D platformer, but it's on a 3D plane. That's Simone Simmons, the destroyer. So you gotta understand that. So you have invisible barriers, invisible blocks that pop up that are on a timer. And you'll see them kind of disappear. Again, this is it looks like it's 2D, but it's still 3D. So you can fall off these ledges, and there are invisible walls all over the place here that will boost you or knock you. And if you're trying to fly, and if you're on the timer so that doesn't vanish, then you're in trouble. Also, they appear off camera. So as you saw, I had to kind of take a guess on where that was. The upside is, if you can, this is set to the music. So no matter what, as long as you get to a certain part of the music, you'll automatically go exactly where you need to go. Okay. All right, one more. And all right. Whew. I can rest for a minute. Oh, the slow pokes on my head. I love it. So that's Simone Simmons, beautiful voice. And then we have Danny Filth of Cradle of Filth. Who is this? Who has one of the most notorious growls, high-pitched growls, I think, in metal. $75 to $1,000 donated. Nice, on day one. Let's get that going. Again, I'm sorry for World 4. That was something new for me. But don't worry, we're almost done. So the whole thing here is you have the creator and destroyer. You're not supposed to be here. So the whole thing is Simone being the destroyer is like, they're both like, he shouldn't be here, but what do we do now? Do we just destroy all the worlds and start all over again? Because you saw that whole world of broken Karma Keepers earlier that Danny was on. So you can see that they've destroyed these worlds all time and time again, and tried time and time again to kind of figure out what the perfect worlds are to create the perfect situation, all of that type of stuff. And Simone destroys everything, and then Danny's character is the one who kind of like says, no, we need to keep everything what it is. They'll figure it all out on their own. they'll figure out everything on their own, they'll fix on their own, and then someone's like, no, just destroy everything and we'll try again. And again, that kind of echoed by, you saw that giant pile earlier of like black things. That was actually old Karma Keepers. As I say, those are my failed runs. So I get to add another one. No, I'm kidding. No, this has been super fun. So we're almost done.
Yep, one last ride here.
Which could be another 5 minutes. Hopefully not. Come on, baby. Yes! Woohoo! That's it. Okay, not time yet. We're not on time yet, but so we're essentially all the hard stuff done. Oh, I was so close to sub 110. I want to move up just a little bit so I can just do this. There we go. Just screenshot that and I'll make that my new profile picture or something like that. Yeah, Slow King! Woohoo! There we go, and time. Sorry, I forgot to get the warning. Oh, man. I want to give a huge shout out to Random Pink Bunny and Seductive Spatula, who've done so much about this. So much about this. The Cronuses, who really helped kind of the early routing days. Subu Suka, who's also an older runner. If you guys want to know more information about this, it's on Steam. It's real easy on Steam. I want to give a shout out to everyone that's been back here supporting me throughout all of this. Big shout out to NoReset. You guys are awesome. Shout out for the fact that I was only 10 minutes over estimate. That could have been so much worse. I was freaking out a little bit. That's okay. That's Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. If you guys are interested in anything like that, we do not have a Discord as of yet, but Random Pink Bunny, Seductive Spatula, and I are usually the ones who contact. You can message any one of us, and we'll give you all the stuff. We'll give you all the strats. We'll help you along the way. We're a very, very fun. We're a very, very meme-worthy. We're a very, very enjoyable community. And yeah, if Random Pink Bunny was here, we probably would have spent 20 minutes talking about metal. I want to give a shout out to Sarah Barron and my RBG esports crew who I was in the background. Thank you guys so much. It's been great. That's Karmaflow, the rock opera video game. Stay tuned for, what is it, Sailor Moon is next?
Sailor Moon is next. Not only is it next, but the estimate was met before the show even started, for that matter. So Azuri and Cyclops are going to be cosplaying as their respective sailors that they're going to be playing. So Sailor Mercury and Sailor Mars. Is it
yeah.
Mars?
Yes.
Sailor Mars and Sailor Mercury. Mm-hmm. So stay tuned
Saturn.
for that.
It's
for
Sailor
sure.
Saturn, as I believe, yes.
Is it Saturn?
It's Saturn, yeah. Mercury's the one with the blue hair. She's got blonde hair.
So they're going to be cosplaying as magical girls from Sailor Moon.
Yes. All right. Thank you guys so much. Stay tuned for that.
Thanks for being with us. Thank you for this amazing run. I know you're probably thinking, like, you know, there was some difficult parts and everything, but I don't think a lot of people knew about this game in the audience, both online and on site, and it's a work of art. This game truly is. It's
a beautiful work of art, and I mean that's the beauty of live speedrunning is one wrong move, and yeah, that's the beauty of it.
Well,
so.
that's also part of speedrunning. Like marathons, a lot of people, you know, all they see is like, you know, runs that look, you know, like perfect for all intents and purposes, and then you go on someone's Twitch channel, and you know, we don't highlight our worst runs, obviously. But that's also part of speedrunning. So once again, thank you for showing up and doing an amazing run. Let's hear it one last time for Midnight Vesper, everyone. Our one and true Slow King.
Yes, the one and true Slow King.
Breaker of estimates. So
that's going on my Twitter now. The one and true Slow King, breaker of estimates.
Yeah, there you go. Flipper of walls. Anyways, I could go on and on, but we'll be right back for the Sailor Moon run, so stay tuned. Thank you.